Man, a second. Give people enough time to come in. Let's top of the line. Ugh. I want to go in on this topic for about a good 30 minutes, man. I want to the big homie gonna come and lace y'all with some game real quick and then get the hell on. I'm just gonna get off into it. This social media stuff, man, is a gift and a curse. I want to say something to all of you young people that grew up with only thing you know is social media. The only thing you know is cell phones. The only thing you know is laptops and computers and things like that, you know, as opposed to my generation where we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have computers and laptops and all that kind of stuff. We didn't have everything wasn't under surveillance. We didn't have cameras everywhere. You know, the world was a closed fist when I was growing up. You wanted to know what was going on uptown, you had to get in the car and drive uptown. Nowadays with social media, you can get online. Right, Russell Lawrence. And that's what I'm going to go in on that. I'm going to go in on this Alpo and Rich situation and how the young generation, I don't understand why they condition y'all to give a fuck about Alpo and Rich in the first place. First of all, something that happened 30 years ago. Different rules, different times, different understanding to the world. Alpo was a guy that's not from this era or generation. Alpo in 2021 is a relic. He's an old guy. He's a guy that doesn't fit the mold of this time. He's a urban gangster, old school urban gangster, where a lot of this generation today don't have a clue of what it is. Today we live in the era of clout chase. Today we live in the era of clicks and likes and going live and talking about the salacious and big story. That's what we live. That's how we live today. And you got young people today talking about and conversating about urban crime from 30 years ago. Time from my era, right? And people older than me. People are taking sides. They're voicing their opinions on Alpo when most of y'all don't even understand the streets. Most of y'all don't even understand the way things went back in the day as opposed to now. A lot of y'all never lived in a world where, like I said, there was no social media. There was no cell phones. There was no, like I said, there was no computers. There was none of this stuff, this digitized world that you live in today, where now nobody really give a shit about Alpo or Rich Porter. All you care about is you can go live or you can make a video about it, monetize it, and make some money. The problem that I have with this story with Alpo, I'm going to lay it out before I really get into it. The problem I have is I just watched a storm all across social media for the last day and a half. Everybody got live streams about Alpo Martinez. Everybody put up videos about Alpo Martinez. But when I share my screen and show the shootings all across Black America, I don't see one video on none of these YouTubers talking about these shootings in the Black community. Nobody cares. We live in an era today where everybody clout chases. Everybody complains about the violence that go on in the community. But the same way, all of you big YouTubers and small YouTubers made a video about the shooting of Alpo, and you said, that's what he gets. In Sacramento, in Philadelphia, in Baltimore, there was multiple shootings. Black bodies laying on the ground bleeding. Black bodies being carried off to the morgue. Black boys, black women, black men. None of you YouTubers care. There's no video on the five people murdered in Baltimore over the weekend. There's no videos on the 26 people shot, 6 murdered in Chicago. There's no video on the 20 people shot in Philadelphia. None. All you big YouTubers, none of y'all made any videos about that. None of y'all. You care about Alpo, who was an urban gangster 30 years ago. In the time when people say that there were rules to the game, I'm here to tell y'all there was no fucking rules to the game. 30 years ago, when drug blocks was doing 40 and 50,000 a day, some 100,000 a day, probably a time that most of you young people can't even conceptualize, you can't even understand. It was cutthroat. Guys were snitching on each other to get other guys out the way. I did a video 2 years ago called "It's Time to Tell the Youth the Truth." Guys was kidnapping and killing people for territory. See, I don't get the following or the views that other people get because I come out as a big homie and I tell you the truth. And a lot of stuff that I talk about make you look at yourself in the mirror and know you have to make change. So you don't want to hear this shit. See, because we can go all day and blame the white man and blame white supremacy and blame this and blame that. But let me tell y'all something, right? The white supremacy may be the grand architect, but the white man ain't oppressing me today. It's you niggas that's oppressing us. It's you niggas that's coming to our homes and hanging us. It's you niggas that's doing drive-bys and shooting us. It's you niggas that's coming online and backbiting your brother, eating the flesh of your brother. It's you niggas. You real niggas. It's you real niggas that's shooting up the Halloween parties. Not the white man. You are agents for the white man now. The white man use you as collateral damage. You shoot me, I go to the morgue, you go to his prison. Both of our mamas and dads lose. But nobody talks about this. Alpo is the story. A man who shot and killed, whose claim to fame came into the picture when he shot and killed Rich Porter, another kingpin of Harlem, a young kingpin, because he wasn't by no stretch of the means the biggest person in Harlem. He was a young guy. He wasn't on the level of Fritz and them. He was a young guy from Harlem getting some money. Alpo, who was his friend, claimed that he was shorting him on some money on some bricks. Alpo said, I'll come up there and ask him about it. If he lies, I'm going to kill him. Well, I've done many videos where I've told you guys that my generation and the generation before mine is the era why most of you young people 30 and under don't have a father. I'm going to say it again. My generation that I come from and the one right before mine is the generation of why most of you young people 30 and under don't have fathers. I come from that generation. It was cutthroat. It was kill or be killed. It was a time when there was so much money on the streets. You had drug dealers. You had tie-up boys that would come and tie you up, put you in the trunk, set up niggas. You had all kinds of cutthroat that's going on. Because see, when you get to the level of $500,000, millions of dollars, there's no friends. Rich Porter was no saint. Rich Porter was a killer too. Rich Porter was a reputed vicious drug dealer in Harlem. In a time when New York City was on fire. 1991, over 2,000 homicides in New York. New York, being a drug dealer in New York wasn't no walk in the park. See, y'all looking at the times now as opposed to 30 years ago. Alpo's claim to fame is how he murdered in the game. But there was other crews like the Lynch Mob from Harlem and other crews like I said, like Lou and his crew. There was some serious dudes up in Harlem catching bodies. Alpo ain't the only person. Alpo was just one man from a time where you had thousands of Alpos. And a lot of those dudes, when they got locked up, took deals. They took deals. Very few guys went to jail and just did life. A lot of those guys took deals. They did time, they came home. Some of those guys was getting so much money. They got indicted and went and did 10, 15 years. But they ran multi-million-dollar drug capers, but only got 10, 15 years. You tell me. There was more than one way to snitch on a person. Stop believing in this shit that these people are telling you. Man, I stood tall. No, the fuck he didn't. There was never no rules to the game. You was very lucky if you lived in Oakland or you lived in Philly or you lived in New York or Miami if you had a crew of guys you can trust. Because more than likely, your old man will shoot you in your fucking head and throw your body over the bridge and come to the funeral and hug your mom. I come from that shit. I come from the era where nigga will kill you, shoot you in the back of your head, bury you, and then be fucking your wife. Y'all being fed a lie. This shit is a lie. Alpo was listen, I don't even have to know Alpo. I know the era. Alpo was able to come home and be embraced by some, hated by some, but ride the streets of Harlem. You know why? Because a lot of the older people that's from that era understand the streets. Yeah, he ratted, but he was no different than any of these other niggas. A lot of these other niggas didn't approach him at that time because they fucking ratted. Or they was a part of some bullshit. And they knew that Rich wasn't the same. It was dog eat dog, man. Killer be killed back then. You rolling in the house, handling $4 or $5 million in the house. You better have some people you can trust. I don't understand. A lot of y'all got so many opinions on this Alpo and Rich Porter shit that from an era that you're not even from. You don't know nothing about 1991, 1990, 1989, 88, 87, 86, and before. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Why are y'all making videos or having an opinion about something that you know nothing about? Demencio, that got his head blown off in DC, was a Brooklyn kingpin. None of these guys were choir boys. This was gangster shit. It was the streets. I'm not taking up for Alpo. Alpo got what his hand called for. Alpo time ran out because Alpo killed himself. Alpo chose to come back to the streets at a time when social media blows everything up and you become bigger than what you are. And even if he tried to get away from being Alpo, social media wouldn't let you get away from it because they done made movies about you. They done sensationalized it. They done did all this kind of stuff, right? But New York had way more notorious killers than Alpo. The Preacher Crew. Preacher Crew was no joke. I can't even remember that other guy. What's that guy's name that got locked up for shooting AZ and killing them people in the house? He was a serious fucking dude. New York City in the 80s, the 70s, and the 80s, Gotham City had had probably the most notorious killers on the planet. New York City, the Bronx, Brooklyn. The 70s and 80s, go check the murder numbers. But they sensationalized this story of Alpo and made him this mythical myth-like figure. Well, Alpo wasn't nothing but just a regular fucking nigga from the 80s. I come from Philadelphia, the Junior Black Mafia. Dudes, it was 1,000 Alpos running these streets. But they conditioned y'all to go along with this bullshit. And y'all sit here and plaster Alpo all online. But in the cities that you come from, there's shootings everywhere, every day. Black women, children, young men are being blown away wholesale. And the black community can't get y'all to report this at all. You sensationalize this shit. You love this nigga shit. You live for this real nigga shit. You niggas are agents of white supremacy. You love when a black man get killed just so you can report it. Oh, two niggas got some two gangbangers, some Chicago real niggas shot each other. Oh yeah, let's gossip about it. Let's solve the case. That's what you niggas is doing. I'm gonna call you just what you call yourself, you niggas. You can't wait for some old block or whatever they call themselves to start shooting so y'all can start gossiping like bitches online. Video after video after video. Moo-wop this and whatever the fuck these young kids call themselves. Yet and still, there's babies being shot. We got social media today where we have the ability now to correct all the misconceptions about black people. The way we've been betrayed in the media, the way that they viewed and shaped the mindsets of other groups, the way that they view black men, the way that they view the black community. We have the ability now to use these social media platforms to show the world how we're really viewed. But you niggas, I'm watching you YouTubers, you fake ass bloggers. All you talk about is Moo-wop and OTF and the shooters in Atlanta, and you glorify real nigga shit. But when a 7-year-old is shot in the car, you motherfuckers are silent. Because it's no fun monetizing that. You are, the white man ain't my oppressor today. You niggas are my oppressor. You niggas. I gotta worry about you niggas making a video about me if I speak in a manner of loving my people. It's you niggas that's going to do it. You niggas is going to do it to try to discredit a brother that loves his people, not the white man. You are agents of white supremacy. You niggas is keep reporting this Chicago shit, sensationalizing it, making it bigger than what it should be. You're not shaming it. You're reporting it. You're gossiping about it. You're having live streams for fucking 4 and 5 hours, arguing about blocks that you never been to, arguing about niggas that you don't even know. This is where we at now. But yet and still, Halloween weekend, Mischief Night, Alpo Martinez was gunned down, shot 5 times in the chest. Looked like a professional hit. I'm talking about the bullets is bam, 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 bam. Real niggas don't shoot like that. They shoot all over the place. They Swiss cheese the car. This was a boom, 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 boom. And like a professional. Like, it looked like somebody knew what they was doing when they did this shooting. But that man is the last of a dying breed. Alpo was the last of a renegade class that a lot of you young generations, your fathers and your uncles, y'all would never understand. Y'all would, this young gossiping, weak ass, tight jean, wearing Crocs, wearing little motherfuckers, you would never survive in the era I was in. Never. And the hyper masculine man, them niggas would have took your shit. First of all, they didn't walk around 6 foot, weighing 42 pounds with a bunch of tattoos. No. You sit and you gossip about shit instead of using these social media platforms to bring our people up, to build our people up. We got to shame the real nigga culture. You sensationalize it. You analyzing. Alpo should have never been sensationalized. Alpo wasn't a great man. Alpo was a piece of shit that took part in destroying his community and his people. See, sometimes we're ignorant when we don't know better, but when you get old enough, you're supposed to do better. He's supposed to came out and wanted to do better for the community, do better for the youth. Come online and tell them, yo, no, red flag. Don't follow me in that way. Come on here and try to build and teach these kids. When that motherfucker came home, he did a documentary and took the world to the place where he dumped that body off. Fuck Rich Porter's mama, sisters, maybe his kids. He didn't give a fuck. He was still a piece of shit. I come from the era where them dudes, where I come from, was stone cold fucking killers. Not like you little niggas that's just shooters. Y'all shoot the block up, but no, these niggas will kidnap your fucking mama and cut her head off for that money. That's the type of era I grew up in and the motherfuckers I saw. But you niggas love this Alpo shit. Fuck Alpo. Fuck Rich Porter. Y'all wasn't born. Why are y'all having live streams talking about a motherfucker that was murdered 30 years ago for partaking in street activity where all the killers and guerrillas roamed? His brother was kidnapped that was set up by the fucking uncle. And because he's seen their faces, they bludgeoned them to death and dropped his body off. That's how hardcore that era was. But y'all sitting here sensationalizing this shit where a lot of us got PTSD and cry in the dark because we can't get them visions out of our head. But I can't get none of you motherfuckers today to make no videos about all the mass shootings in the black community this Halloween weekend. But you're talking about Alpo. Rich Porter's brother, Little Donnell, was kidnapped coming home from school and held for ransom for $500,000. His uncle Alpo set it up. The preacher crew grabbed him. They cut his finger off and put it in the bag and sent it to a McDonald's. His motherfucking uncle, listen to me. Y'all will never understand the era of the 80s and the 90s. I just told you. That's the era. Everybody's saying, well, Alpo deserved what he got. No, Alpo was from an era where that's what motherfuckers did. Rich Porter got some bricks and overpriced his man. And when his man questioned him about it, he lied. So Rich Porter got 2 in his head. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm telling you that was the time. That was the motherfucking era. And while he's dead, Rich Porter's own motherfucking uncle is having his nephew kidnapped for some fucking money. So what kind of family did Rich Porter come from? I need somebody to explain that to me. I know because I'm from that era. Me and Donnell would have been the same age. I got my brother Deadshot here from Chicago. What about Little Yummy? Sent on dummy missions to go smoke niggas. And when shit get hot or he make a mistake, they go and smoke him. Y'all listening to stories, but don't understand the era and the time. And you sensationalizing these real niggas that shouldn't be sensationalized. We should be talking about little Donnell. Fuck Rich Porter and Alpo. See, everybody talks about Rich Porter and Alpo, but nobody talks about Donnell, the 13-year-old little brother that wasn't in the game. Oh, man, Alpo was wrong. Yeah. They smoked Little Yummy in Chicago. What was he, 12, 13? After they sent them on dummy missions. That was the era. Nobody talks about Little Donnell. Fuck Rich Porter and Alpo Martinez and Demencio and all of them. That was part of the game. Let me tell you something, man. During that time, all them niggas had bodies. If you was hustling in Brooklyn, BK, the fucking 80s, and you made it to a level of a wolf or a kingpin in Brooklyn, oh, you definitely had bodies. It's impossible to be hustling in Brooklyn. Don't have bodies. During that time. I just, y'all gotta stop speaking on eras that y'all don't know what the fuck you talking about. I need to see the YouTubers make some videos about Donnell. Make some videos about Donnell and his uncle that set him up to be killed when he was screaming for his mother and somebody to come save him. They didn't shoot him. They beat him to death. Grown fucking men bludgeoned him in his head to death. That's what they did. The uncle allowed it to happen. So when I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm going to say it again for you frozen brain motherfuckers that are stupid, that don't understand. You so upset that Alpo killed Rich, but Rich's uncle had his nephew, Rich's brother, kidnapped and murdered. The fucking uncle. But there's no videos about Little Donnell because you fake ass fucking bloggers are agents of white supremacy and you motherfuckers oppress me, not the white man. The white man ain't oppressing me. It's you niggas. I'm tired of you motherfuckers, man. Not one, you got these videos about oo-wop and moo-wop and goo-wop and all these little niggas running around here shooting up the communities. But as soon as somebody speak out against it, you niggas make videos about us speaking out against the violence. Because you niggas condone this shit. Y'all like this gang banging shit. Y'all love it. Y'all normalize dysfunction. I don't see none of y'all online begging Mama Duck to get offline. Please, Mama Duck, get offline and go more. No, you niggas love when Mama Duck come online because you niggas get clicks for it. Y'all can monetize it. Y'all monetizing Mama Duck's pain. A woman with 10 kids, 5 of them dead. I don't approve of a lot of stuff that I see her do online, but I'm not going to disrespect her. I'm going to beg Mama Duck to get offline and grieve. Not none of you motherfuckers. No. You love that shit because you want her to say something so Hassan can get triggered and then her and Hassan can go back and forth at each other and then you niggas can get fucking content. That's what y'all like. Mama Duck say something, Hassan say something, JoJo Capone says something. The one brother that put the $100,000 on Hassan Campbell's head. Oh, that's content for you niggas. Y'all love this shit. Yeah. More niggas get killed. You fucking white supremacists and black skin. Y'all love this shit. You motherfucking YouTubers are the worst. We got social media today, info man. We got social media today. We can use these platforms to change the image of the way they shape the minds of the world to view us. But every time I go online, I see the same motherfuckers. All y'all doing, spot them, got them, and What's that other fucking idiot? What's his name? The one from Memphis that's locked up. The kid from Memphis that's locked up. He got locked up in that Florida shooting. Somebody tell me that kid's name. I forgot his name. The little light skinned dude. He got locked up for the shooting in Florida. But everybody's sensationalizing this shit. Everybody going around. Just think about it though. Everybody's going around drilling, right? Everybody's going around drilling. Oh, yeah. Pooh Shiesty. Listen to his name. So listen, his name is Pooh Shiesty. What the fuck happens when you get in court and you in front of a white judge who don't understand our culture, who have a preconceived notion about black people, and your name is Pooh Shiesty? But niggas is okay with that. You know what people tell me? Oh, big homie, you hating. Man, Pooh Shiesty cool. But as soon as Pooh Shiesty get locked up, them same niggas be like, man, Pooh dumb. Free Pooh Shiesty. Free Pooh Shiesty. You fucking niggas. You niggas are the worst. You motherfuckers are demonically possessed. We got to cast these demons out, man. I'm not going to call y'all demons, but you niggas are demonically possessed. We got to cast this shit out. You normalize dysfunction that's killing the community. You should be shaming Muwap. You should be shaming Little Durk and them to the point where they want to do right. They want to do right by the people. They want to make music that's right for the people. Y'all watch, y'all little homie King Von died on a video. Y'all so used to dysfunction, you like, fuck it, niggas die every day, B. That was our money. We came from that shit. So me at my age now, where 30 years ago I was 16, running the street with guns. Now I'm watching my children's era do the same thing. And we're saying, yeah, just think about it. Look, why would you name yourself? There's so much in the name. People need to do their research. So now, when he go to court, and his name is Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty. Lil Boosie talked about that in the song when he said the judge called him by his name. Hey, Boosie. That song, Get Up, Devil, Get Up Off Me. But we use music to destroy ourselves, right? But then act like we don't understand when death show up. I need to see some videos. Before I share my screen, right? I need to see some videos on Little Donnell. Big L was a rapper from Harlem. He was starting to get notoriety all over the country. Big L was known for his witty punchlines, and he was sharp on the mic. Big L was gunned down. Then his brother came home from jail. He was gunned down. The alleged shooter that shot Big L, because Big L was so beloved in Harlem, when he came home, I think about a year or so, he was shot down. It's the way the streets is unforgiving. But now with social media, you guys telling yourself all day. I've been sitting analyzing YouTube for the last 3 days. There was a shooting in Sacramento where a bunch of people were shot. Not one black YouTuber other than the brother Seti Nash. The brother Seti Nash out of California did a video on it. None of you other niggas did because y'all don't give a fuck. You can't monetize it. Hey, Linda, in Detroit, they blowing each other every day. Nobody's doing videos in Detroit. You can't. See, there's no money in the solution of fixing black people. That's what you think. They conditioned you to believe that talking righteous or loving your people or being polite and kind to your people, or shaming dysfunction. There's no money in that. Embracing dysfunction, oh, they monetize, there's all kinds of money. That's what they told you. So while this Halloween weekend, bodies are dropping, black bodies are all over the floor, bloody. Not one YouTuber is covering it. None. Nobody. Let's share the screen for a minute. Let's share the screen. Because I'm not going to be long. I'm 35 minutes and I got about 15 more minutes. I'm not going to be long, but I just want to make my point. I don't even like going live no more. I'm so tired of this shit, man.
Party Friday night.
Sheriff's investigators spending last night and most of today combing through evidence at the scene of a deadly shooting at a Halloween party. Fox 40's Rowena Shattuck spoke with the mother of one of the victims. That mom hoping investigators will find the suspect or suspects responsible for not only killing her son, but for taking the life of another young man and hurting several others.
This is the day we normally talk. We talk every weekend, and Saturday morning was our day. So I called his phone, even though I got the news, but I was still hoping he would answer. And I texted him, but he didn't.
Pamela Welsh lost her 32-year-old son, Terrence Long, after he was shot and killed outside the Royal Castle Banquet Hall on Palm Avenue in Sacramento. He was there with his girlfriend enjoying a Halloween party Friday night.
My heart is broken. You know, my son, he's a good son.
Annette.
I'm going to pause it right there for a minute. This mother just said she knew her son was dead, but in her mind, she couldn't believe that this man that she carried in her belly and grew in her body for 9 months and exited through her womb. She breastfed this boy. She watched him grow. She changed his pamper. He went to school and became a young man, and then he went through his adolescence and became a preteen, and then a teenager, and then a young man, and then a grown man. So she watched this evolution and this elevation of this young man, and then at the spin of a second, he's gone. And we don't think about that. We so desensitized to murder. We just say, oh, he was shot and it's cool. But what about the mom or the father of the family that known this boy for 32 years of his life and watched him grow? And then overnight, he goes to a party and he never returns. And then you got to go on with your life. Now, with this guy, with this young man, now he's gone. And you just got to go along with it and just normalize it. This is what we've done. We don't care. So when we see this kind of stuff, we don't think about the family and the scars that left from a life that was taken. There's nobody to say, hey, I'm going to cover this story. We're going to shame this behavior in the black community. Nobody's going to do that because we don't give a fuck. We see the mama crying, and unless it's your brother to get his head blown off, we don't care. Hold on a second. I'm busy right now. Yeah, might wrong my bell. We don't understand. It's Halloween weekend. People are dying. I have children. I have my young son. For when he was born, out of all my other children, I've been in his life from day one. I watched him come out of the womb. I cleaned him, fed him, bathed him, changed his pamper, walked him to school, drove him to school, beat him when he was bad, love him when he needed to be loved, everything. For somebody to take my son's life. Do you understand what the PTSD and what that does to the mind of a people when we're constantly seeing death, destruction, and despair? How do you see yourself out of this situation? You see yourself as nothing, so you behave as nothing. So now you have no remorse for people that look like you. You hate the people that look like you. And this is why it's so easy for us to kill each other with nothing. And when we see it happening, we don't even report it. We report the shooting. We report the gangster shit. We love it. We embrace it because it hurts so bad. I love the Chicago scene. I love the Philadelphia scene. I love the Atlanta scene. I love niggas killing each other. Because that's all, because we've normalized this shit. We've normalized real nigga culture. It's normal. It's the shit. You don't see the pain of this mother whose son of 32 years is no longer here. You can't even, you have no feelings. You are void of emotions. And all you squares in the black community, you won't fucking snitch. If you ain't a gangster, if you ain't living that gangster life, tell on them motherfuckers. If you don't choose to be a gangster, you don't choose to be a killer, you choose to go to be a working person, everyday civilian, you don't owe the urban gangster no fucking loyalty. Let's play some more. I don't understand what's so funny. Hey, listen, any clowns, my moderators, any clowns that come in here, get them motherfuckers out of here. Because a lot of them gonna think it's funny until they mama get shot in the head by a straight bullet while she getting out her car. A lot of you niggas think it's funny to somebody shoot your mama in the face while she getting off work because two real niggas is getting in the shootout up the block and a straight bullet goes 2 blocks and shoot your mama. Then you don't think it's that funny because none of this shit is funny. So any fuck niggas, get them out of here.
Another young man was also shot and died at the scene.
You try to prevent this, but we don't have the ability with the lack of resources that we have to prevent it. We know that there's a big issue with gun violence, but you say we have to be harder on gun control? It doesn't matter because it's the idiots that are shooting the guns, not the guns.
Less than 12 hours after the shooting, forensic workers were inside as crime scene technicians worked outside with an ocean of evidence markers, some positioned next to a discarded shoe, a bullet casing, and a clown mask.
When the first gunshot went off, it didn't click in my head. For me, it kind of took a second to register. It was a gun.
Adriana Labarvo and her boyfriend, along with a dozen friends, hid underneath their table.
It was pretty eerie because the shots there was pauses in between them. And for a second, we both were talking about it. We thought it was like a mass shooting just because the pauses.
2 young ladies who didn't want to talk on camera also say there were pauses between the shots. 2 women who were inside the building when the shooting happened said one victim was shot in the hallway area, was just on the other side of that wall. The other victim shot underneath that awning. And one of the women said that she hid under a car in the parking lot until it was all over. Pamela says her son went outside to help a friend with a car when he was hit by gunfire.
He's just a hard-working young man that loves his family. But my heart and prayer goes out to the other family members that have lost a loved one or have been wounded in such this senseless killing. I plead with them to call the authorities.
No, we plead with these so-called black YouTubers to report this shit, shame this shit. That's what we plead. We plead with you bitch-ass niggas out there that want to monetize Mama Duck and Hassan Campbell arguing with each other. How about you fucking report this? How about you shame this shit? How about you call this out all over the country to the point where y'all put so much pressure on these goddamn real niggas that they got to go run hiding? How about y'all do that? Oh, no, you don't care until it's your mama crying. You don't give a fuck about this mama crying, though. Let's look at another one. Let's go to Philly. All this is over the weekend, right? While everybody's going in on Alpo and Rich Porter and all that shit, this is what's going on.
Triple shooting leaves 1 man dead and 2 others hurt in North Philadelphia. Eyewitness News was on the scene on Paris Street around 2:30 this morning. Police there were taking a close look at a car that crashed into a pole. There were several bullet holes in that car. The victim who died suffered multiple gunshot wounds and was believed to be between 25 and 30 years old. 2 other men in their 20s who were shot multiple times are in critical condition.
So let's now look. This all over the weekend though, right? This all weekend shit. Let's look at this. All the stuff that's, hold on, somebody gave me a cash app. Brother Scott Gardner, thanks for the cash app, brother. Scott Gardner. All cash apps go directly to our foundation, Urban Nerds, man. So if you guys donate the cash app or you go into the website through PayPal, you guys can donate to our nonprofit foundation. I'll talk about that in a minute. Let's look at this.
We're told by neighbors and business owners that at least 200 people attended the event and surrounded this boxing ring to support the cause, guns down and gloves up. But by the end of the night, several people were shot and one person is now dead.
This was the fight.
Pile is a member of Tampa's Neighborhood Boxing League.
Every time I'm boxing, it relieves a lot of stress.
He showed me video of his boxing match Saturday. That's him in gray shorts knocking out his opponent from St. Pete. Pile says after that, the mood quickly changed.
They was real deal also mad about me knocking him out.
His match was the last for the evening.
Dude, we was already on our way back to town.
Police say shots were fired between 2 groups at the event. 4 people were injured and 21-year-old Trayvon Montrell Barton was killed. Councilwoman Lisa Wheeler-Bauman told Spectrum Bay News 9 that she owns a business on the property and that Barton was the brother of one of her employees.
Why is stuff like this going on at an event that say gloves up, guns down?
A question plenty are asking in the Bay Area today.
Really, the purpose of this league is like we're trying to bring down violence.
Pile says he's found a brotherhood within the organization. He participated in more than a dozen fights with the league and says nothing like this has happened before. Another match is scheduled for November 7th. This time, he says he plans to sit out. In St. Petersburg, Fadia Patterson, Spectrum Bay.
It's so sad that you can't even get us all together in one space because anything may happen at any given time. You can't bring us together. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look, this is in St. Louis. This is Saturday press conference. Let's look at this.
Moving forward, talks between the cities of St. Louis and Kansas City on ways to prevent gun violence interrupted today in South St. Louis by apparent gunfire. Happened in Dutchtown as News 4's Deion Broxson was interviewing the mayors of both cities. He joins us now live from Dutchtown from the Cure Violence headquarters. So Deion, walk us through what happened here.
Paige, the media was sitting right here when we heard what sounded like gunshots. It came from that direction, and some people even went inside. Here's how the mayor of St. Louis responded.
Is that, oh, isn't that wonderful? Well, I hear gunshots in my neighborhood every night. My son and I fall asleep.
Sounded like gunshots. It came from that direction, and some people even went inside. Here's how the mayor of St. Louis responded.
Is that, oh, isn't that wonderful? Well, I hear gunshots in my neighborhood every night. My son and I fall asleep to the lullaby of gunshots in the distance every night because I'm the first mayor in over 20 years to be born, raised, and still live in North St. Louis. And it's unfortunate, yes, I heard it, but I didn't flinch because, I guess it's a part of my life now.
Did y'all hear what she just said? She's holding a press conference. Gunshots is being heard in the background somewhere. And she didn't flinch because she's normalized this function in her mind and her psyche. Because growing up in St. Louis, it's been so fucking violent that black bodies on the ground bleeding is something that's just a part of life. Growing up in Philly, it's the same. Gunshots and you don't even duck. You just, they shooting up the block. That's not normal. But how come we're not shaming this shit? How come if you call us out, you call a hater or you a snitch? If you tired of being tired. If you like me and you can't even let your son go down the street to play basketball or around the corner because they shoot too much, how do you, at what point are you tired of this shit? I got to take my son out to the suburbs where the white people live just so he can play basketball. I can't let my son go 3 blocks down to play basketball because there's a gang on one side of the block and a gang on the other side of the park that don't get along and they shoot at each other every day. And he don't understand. He's just mad at dad thinking that I'm being too overprotective and I won't let him do nothing. You live in a city. Oh, let's just play some more real quick of that.
Now, just moments before, Kansas City Mayor Quentin Lucas and St. Louis Mayor Tashara Jones talked about what both cities are learning about each other to curb crime. Homicide numbers are down in both cities. The number of homicides in Kansas City this year is at 128. Last year, the city set the record at 156. Homicides this year in St. Louis are at 161. That's far less than last year at 263. Both mayors said they're taking what's successful from police departments in other cities and applying it.
If there's something that I saw in St. Louis last night, it was seeing social workers, health professionals who were out there de-escalating and dealing with situations in our community, helping relieve some of our police officers and others.
I had visited Denver as well, and that's where we also saw this cops and clinicians plan and work without officers. Actually, they started as cops and clinicians, but now they have a total non-officer response, and hopefully we'll be able to get to that point.
Coming up at 5, find where these men.
I want to show y'all something else real quick, right? Hold on. Let me see if I can bring this up. Look at this. Watch this. Let's let this come in, right? And why I can't speak for other cities, but in my city, to date, as of October 31st, Philadelphia has, let's look at it. 458 people shot. 450 people shot. So far, 400. We got November and December to go. We got 458 people killed, homicides in the city. So I'm trying to tell you, this is numbers from the fucking 90s and 80s. We got 458 people shot. I mean, not shot, killed. We got, like, this is the city. These are all the people shot all over the city. I'm from down this area, all down here. There's people just getting blown away every motherfucking day. We normalize this shit like it's nothing, man. Now let's look at the ethnicity. 86% of the people shot in the city are black, non-Hispanic. 86%. 52% of them are 18 to 30. 10% are younger than 18. This is the shit that's happening in the 5th biggest city in the country. We're going to have over 500 and something homicides. And this is why I'm saying sometimes y'all got to be shown this shit and not told. Because people say, oh man, the white man, no, fuck the white man. We doing this shit to each other, man. I live in a city where even, man, my wife would have a fucking heart attack if I let my son go to the basketball courts in West Philly. No, he can't go. You're a prisoner in the community that you pay taxes in, that you live in. You are a fucking prisoner. You take a chance. When you live in a city where it's over damn near 3,000 shootings, over 2,000 people shot, you take a chance. you take a chance living here with a child. I can't speak for other cities, but in my city, you take a chance living here. Ain't no white man coming to do nothing to me. It's people that look like me. We become agents of white supremacy. And when I report this kind of stuff, see, I don't give a fuck about Alpo. I don't give a fuck about Rich Porter. I give a fuck about little Donnell, Rich Porter's little brother that was just 13 years old when he got grabbed and murdered, bludgeoned to death, tied up in the fucking basement. They cut his fucking hand off. They cut his fucking finger off and sent it to Rich. And when Rich was trying to get the money, they couldn't get it. They fucking beat his brains out his fucking head. His fucking uncle did it because that was the era in the time when killer be killed and was cutthroat. I give a fuck about that. That was the time when Kevin Child's mother was shot in the back of the fucking head while she was in her fucking home because one of Kevin Child's fucking friends, girlfriend, got grabbed and kidnapped, and she took him to Kevin Child's mother house, and they shot her in the head and Kevin Child's mother in the head, and the girl survived, but Kevin Child's mother died. It's so much to that era that y'all don't fucking know, but y'all speaking on Alpo and Rich Porter when you don't understand that era. The gangsters of my uncle, our big homie era of the fucking 80s, even Chicago. It's bad now, but them gangs back in the 70s and 80s, man, them motherfuckers were stone cold killers. It wasn't no rules, they killed. If they found out you were snitching, man, they kill your whole family. And y'all on here talking about some Rich Porter and Alpo? That was 30 years ago rules. That was the game. There was no rules. Niggas talking about this no snitch. Nigga, let me tell y'all something. These motherfuckers been snitching on each other. These motherfuckers will call the cops and set you up on a drug deal to get you the fuck out the way in a heartbeat so they can take your territory. They've been doing this shit. They've been telling. They set niggas up for homicides. They set you up. Man, stop listening to this shit, these lies these motherfuckers is telling you. They're lying to you. And you sensationalizing this shit on YouTube. There was never no honor in the game. Honor amongst thieves is a fucking lie. That no snitch shit came from two aspects. One, from the mafia, because the mafia dons didn't want to go to jail on a RICO. So they created that no snitch shit. Number two, we knew that we was unfairly treated in the arms of the justice. So we developed this no snitch clause, but it's trickled into but it was always a separation of the decent square people in the community, separate from the fucking the killers of the community. You didn't bring your drama and your mess to the decent people. So now when you got a goddamn nigga that want to shoot up a barbecue and shoot 15 people or go into a party and shoot 20 people, the community is supposed to tell on him. You don't owe him no loyalty. What are y'all doing? Y'all got the game fucked up. You don't owe him no loyalty because what he said was, fuck you, fuck your mama, fuck your daughter, fuck your son. Man, I'm at the Frog. Frog is at a party right now, and there's a bunch of people out there. Them niggas say, fuck them niggas. I'm shooting Frog. I'm shooting everybody out there. Why the fuck won't you snitch on a nigga that just shot 15 motherfuckers at a barbecue? You niggas know who did it. The community always know who the shooters are. Why won't y'all say nothing? Why y'all monetize this bullshit in the community? To make money off of it. Why won't y'all say nothing? If you in the game and you and your homeboys decide to partake in street shit, that's different. If me and Information Man and Great Black Shark and Deadshot, we decide to go rob a Brinks truck or do some shit and I get caught, no, I'm not going to tell. Because I made a decision to take part in something that went wrong. But if me and Deadshot and Information Man go to rob a Brinks truck and we shoot and kill the Brinks truck guys, but while we shooting, somebody's mama get caught in the crossfire, that family don't owe us no fucking loyalty. I'm going to say it again. If me and Information Man go to rob a Brinks truck and it turned into a shootout and we gun down the Brinks truck drivers, but in the process, we shoot a baby or shoot a man, a father coming home from work and kill him, the community don't owe us no loyalty. Our crime bled into civilians. Civilians are supposed to tell. If you are engaging in illegal activity, it's illegal. I'm not supposed to know that you're a drug dealer. I'm not supposed to know that you're a gangster. You're supposed to exist, but be invisible. You motherfuckers shine everything. You put your rags all online. You talk about how many killings you got and all this shit and all over social media. It's just sensationalized. This is what they're doing. Let's see. Fuck it. No, that's it. Let me. Yeah, I'm an hour in. This is what they're doing. But I asked the people, for the 61 people, because like I said, people like me and Information Man that speak on righteous shit, I come from that era. I got the scars. I've been through some stuff. Y'all, I can't get 100 people in the room for this message. AM1, they don't want to hear me talking like this. If I gossip like a bitch about what they doing in Chicago, in Atlanta, the gang banging, if I gossip like a punk, oh, I have a big following. But I don't come from the era of gossip. I come from the era where motherfuckers, where shit went down and it was real. And we got to start calling this shit out because it's our son's generation that's doing this shit. So I titled this, Alpo was dead, but will the community, Alpo was dead, will all the other murders get the same attention? Will all the other murders in Atlanta, Philly, New York, St. Louis, Chicago, Detroit, Memphis, will they get the same attention, AM1? Will you YouTubers give these murders the same attention and shame it? Will you shame real nigga culture? Will you shame real niggas? Will you? When will we come online and say death to real nigga culture? I was in the prison last week. Matter of fact, let me show y'all something. Let me show you. So y'all be thinking I'll be fucking playing this shit, right? Hold on. Let me show y'all something real quick, man. Before I get out of here, let me show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all something real quick. Let me show y'all something.
The Washington Examiner launched a new initiative titled Restoring America, promoting patriotic virtue.
Straight off the block. Straight off the block. So I've been through some stuff. This is me. Right? My generation birthed y'all generation. It come from me. So I know how y'all talk. I know y'all listen. I know y'all listening to Dirk and what is this son, Lil TJ, and I know what they saying. That's y'all stuff, right? Let's keep it a buck. That's what y'all like, right? Oh no, everybody hit good. Everybody hit good, right? But nobody get in trouble in this joint, right? Huh? Everybody in trouble. Right. So what I'm saying is, you see this what you got on here right here, right? You got a skinny jean on, you got a Balenciagas. This is our program, Urban Nerds, right? We bringing Black intelligence back to the community, right? Because for some reason, for Black boys, they associated intelligence with being corny, being fake. But it's y'all that's getting killed every day, blowing each other away. But guess what? This ain't nothing new. What my brother just tell y'all? We was doing the same thing. Y'all inherited. We passed down what we was doing to each other to y'all. Because a lot of y'all didn't have dads properly raising y'all, because a lot of them got killed or in jail. You understand what I'm saying? So the message that he's trying to tell y'all is he lived a life. His future is y'all past. Like he been in. A couple of y'all gonna get killed. Some of y'all gonna be in with y'all. Hold on. Now listen, right? This is me at the youth advocacy program before I went to the prison, talking to a bunch of kids that's on house arrest. They on juvenile house arrest, right? I don't just talk this shit. We go out and we do the fucking work. Everybody's just talking and monetizing. Fuck all that. Who's willing to do the work? Who's willing to go and put something in the minds of these babies? Let's see. Let's see what I that y'all going through now that y'all don't understand because y'all going through it right now. And I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something y'all ain't gonna like. Some of y'all, everybody in this room, right? 15, 16, 17. If y'all stay on the path that y'all going, some of y'all gonna die. A couple of y'all gonna get killed. Some of y'all gonna be in a wheelchair. Some of y'all gonna be in prison. And probably one of y'all will be here to tell the story. Man, I remember, man, about 15 years ago, I was in the room and this big homie was telling me that's just the outcome of what it is. Look outside. How many people y'all know getting blown away every day, right? You know, we normalize that as if that's normal. Right. That's why we call it urban nerds. We want to bring Black intelligence back to the community. We want to make y'all smart again. And that's what my brother is trying to tell y'all. So sometimes, you know, we come in the room, man, y'all see the big homies, man, sit up and listen, man. I know y'all be, oh, man, I don't feel like hearing this shit, man, oh, man. But sometimes you be surprised what you might hear, and it might not be relevant now.
But in the future, you're going to be like, yeah,
man, I remember big homie told me this. But now, I'm gonna show y'all one more because that was one day, and then we went back. So we're in the process, and these is two guys. They actually they on house arrest too. There's no way you can even be a nigga. Because see, the love of your brother using the words of endearment, but you can't take that type of energy. Hold on. This is me at the Juvenile Justice Center. Hold on. It's psychological trick, man. A nigga is made and manufactured in America. A nigga is something they used to call us. It wasn't a word of endearment. It was something they talked down to us as. That's why we don't see the relevance in ourselves, but we see ourselves as niggas. That's what I'm saying. A nigga don't take care of his kids. A nigga is inconsistent. A nigga is look at somebody look like him and see himself as an op. That's what a nigga did. Because that's what a nigga was trained to do here in America. We was the niggas. We're the descendants of the so-called niggas, right? But today we took that word and using the words of endearment, but you can't take that type of energy and make it positive. It has too much blood in it. So now we associate real nigga with something positive. No, it's really revolutionary to go against the stigma that's been put on Black boys. See, we was conditioned not like, you Muslim? Huh? So you know the term you want for your brother, what you want for yourself, right? Yeah. You know all about that, right? So if you want for your brother, what you want for yourself, then there's no way you can be a real nigga. There's no way you can even be a nigga. Because see, the love of your brother protects the community. See, because why since you got a mother, right? You love your mother, right? You love your mother, right? So if you want for your brother what you want for yourself, you would never ever be in the presence of his mother and let anybody disrespect her, right? Because that's your brother, right? When we start thinking like that, that's revolutionary because they don't want, see, they promote, you gotta remember, they promote drill music to us. They promote nigga shit to us. And then, you know, we begin to acquiesce to it. So when we here to go against all that stuff, to reject it, they, oh man, you corny, man, you ain't down. But that's really revolutionary. Because he's going to be the guy that's going to be on the street. He's going to be the guy that's not going to be having cases. So you go against the nigga trap. So a real nigga is not somebody that take care of his kids. A real nigga is the guy that's destroying his community, shooting up the barbecues, shooting up the block, catching a bunch of cases when he choosing the children, choosing the streets over his kids. That's a real nigga. That's on demon time. Being a revolutionary is going against that. So we got to change the mindset of y'all, man, because they had us. So I'm gonna stop it there. Y'all want to see it? Y'all go to my channel, man, because like I said, those of us that's out here that's really doing work in the ground, that's on the ground really doing work, man. We not gonna get the people, man. My brother Q Butter, man. My brother Rob, man, in Chicago doing the work, man. You know, we not going to get 1,000 to 500 to 1,000 people in the room because we information, man. All the like brothers out here that's really that's on the ground doing this work, man. That's really loving our people, man. That's just trying to love, trying to find solutions, man. Staying out of beef, staying out of trouble. I want for my brother what I want for myself, so I'm not going to be online arguing with brothers, man. Just trying to do some work, man. Information, man. Working in the prisons with these kids, man. Seeing them coming like a revolving door. Brother Rob being a school teacher. Q Butter with the school. I mean, you know, me creating my program. We're in our first year and just trying to do something. Coming online with this stuff, man. Talking to people about this stuff, man. This is the stuff that we got to do. This is the information. This is the time that we in. I'm gonna cut this short here. I'm past my hour, like I said I was going to do, but I just think that. Wait a minute. Let me see. Let me do this real quick. Hold on a second. Man, you guys can go to my website. Like, remember, I post on my thing, like, you know, all the hoodies and stuff that we got, hoodies and sweatsuits. We sell our products, man. Take the kids on the trips. Go to the website, check out the swag shop and see what we got going on and what we got coming. I'm gonna cut this short. I got some stuff to do, man. I got my dinner on. And remember, I love my people more than they hate themselves. And I pray to the universal creator most high that these words was enough to inspire you. These words enough to make you look at yourself in the mirror and make change. These words enough to make you look at your children and know you have to make change. I hope that when you came here for information, and when you leave here greater than what you was before you came. Leave here edified. I hope that you share this information on all the social media mechanisms that we use to get the message across. It's time that we start doing the work and having the conversation, not just live streaming. I'm tired of live streaming. That's why I don't live stream as much as I used to. I'm just on the ground putting together plans and trying to do some work, man. Staying drama free, loving my brothers, loving my sisters, loving my people. No beef, nothing. If it ain't positive, don't comment on my stuff. Don't come my way. Positivity. The youth is watching. If you ain't dealing in positivity, do not talk to your brother. Leave me alone until you're willing to get positive. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at. I'm living by example. I can't tell nobody else what to do. I'm living by the example. If it's not positive, don't come my way. Stay across the street. Stay where you at. Man, salute. I love y'all, man. Make these YouTubers talk about the stuff that's going on in the community. Peace.